students, a very warm welcome to my channel Ritu Garg Maths classes. Today we are going to take up the solutions of a quadratic equations. There are three methods for solving a quadratic equations: by factorization, that is by splitting the middle term. Second method is by completing the squares. This method has been deleted by CBSE from the last year only, so we will not be discussing this method. And by quadratic formula. These three methods are there, out of which second has been deleted. The first and third are still there. The first method by factorization we have already done. So today we will be learning by quadratic formula. Let's start doing example 13, which says find the roots of the quadratic equation if they exist using the quadratic formula. The equation is 3x square minus 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. We will be starting with the solution. The given quadratic equation is 3x square minus 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. We will compare this quadratic equation with the standard quadratic equation. Comparing it with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, we get, when you compare it, the coefficient of x square, a, is equal to 3. The coefficient of x, b, is equal to minus 5. And the constant term c is equal to 2. In the very next step, we will be solving for the discriminant, that is d. Its formula is b square minus 4ac. Here we have started using this quadratic formula. So this is the first requirement of the quadratic formula. You need to solve for d. D is known as discriminant and its formula is b square minus 4ac. Let's put down the values. Minus 5 square, 25, minus 4 into 3, 12, 12 twos are 24 is equal to 1. So you have got the value of d as 1. Now by quadratic formula, the variable x is equal to minus b plus minus under the root d upon 2a. This is the quadratic formula which is mentioned in the question. Let's put down the values. Minus of minus 5 plus minus under the root 1 divided by 2 into a 3. So it is 5 minus minus plus. So 5 plus minus root 1 is 1. 2 3s are 6. So I have to take two cases. One will be positive and another will be negative. So x is equal to 5 plus 1 divided by 6, or x is equal to 5 minus 1 divided by 6. Plus minus is written in front of 1. So you have to take a positive symbol for 1 and another case negative symbol for 1. 6 by 6, x is equal to 1. And on this side we get 5 minus 1, 4 by 6. When you simplify it, you get x is equal to 2 by 3. Let us take up another example. Example 13, second part. Find the roots of the quadratic equation if they exist using the quadratic formula x square plus 4x plus 5 is equal to 0. The same format, the given quadratic equation is x square plus 4x plus 5 is equal to 0. Comparing it with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, we get the coefficient of x square, a, is 1. Here you cannot see any coefficient, but it is 1 into x square. So coefficient of x square is 1. The coefficient of x, b, is 4. The constant term c can be easily compared. The value of c will be 5. Let's solve for discriminant d, which is given by the formula b square minus 4ac. Let's put down the values. It gives us minus 4. minus 4 is a negative number. It's a less than 0 number. So whenever you get the discriminant d as negative, you will not get any real roots. That's why the question had mentioned it if they exist. So maybe possible the roots do not exist. How will you come to know about this? That is, when you get your discriminant d as a negative number, there will be no real roots. Let's start with the next part. Example 13, third part. Find the roots of the quadratic equation if they exist using the quadratic formula. So I'll start with my solution. The given quadratic equation is 2x square minus 2 root 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Comparing it with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, we get coefficient of x square, a, is equal to 2. The coefficient of x, b, is equal to minus 2 root 2. And the constant term is 1. Let us solve for discriminant d by using the formula b square minus 4ac. Let's put down the values. Negative square is positive. 2 root 2 square, that is 2 root 2 into 2 root 2 minus 4 2s are 8. Here I am going to solve this. 2 2s are 4. 2 into root 2, 2. 4 2s are 8. So this gives us d is equal to 0. Now for roots, we will be using quadratic formula. X is equal to minus b plus minus under the root d upon 2a. Let's put down the values. Negative negative is again positive. 2 root 2 plus minus. Under root 0 is 0. So this gives us 2 root 2 by 4. Here I can cancel it. It is root 2 by 2. But since I am going to take plus minus 0, it means I can have added with 0 or negative with 0. So you can simply write it as root 2 plus 0 by 2 or x is equal to root 2 minus 0 by 2. Root 2 plus 0, root 2 divided by 2. Simplified gets you x is equal to 1 by root 2. And here also root 2 by 2 gives you x is equal to 1 by root 2. So in all the three examples we have seen, in first part, roots were real and different. Different, that is distinct. They were having different values. In second part, we have seen there are no real roots. And in the third part, we have just seen that the roots are real and equal. They are getting the equal values. It means there is some topic, nature of roots. Let's cover it up. Case 1, if discriminant d comes out to be positive, roots are real and distinct. So in any question, when you solve for d and if that value is positive, you can conclude that roots are real and they will have different values. For finding out the values, you will use the quadratic formula. Case 2, if d is less than 0, no real roots. In case you find your d is coming out to be negative, you will conclude the question by writing down no real roots, and then you will not go ahead with the quadratic formula because roots do not exist over there, so you will not find them. Case 3, if d is equal to 0, roots are real and equal. So if in any question you find your discriminant and it comes out to be 0, you can say roots are real and will come out to be equal. It is a case of a repeated root. Repeated root means equal roots. So for solving the roots, you can use the quadratic formula as we have done in the questions. So in today's video, we have discussed the nature of roots and using quadratic formula how to solve the quadratic equations. I hope you have liked my video, and if you have liked it, please like and share it with your friends. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel Ritu Garg Maths Classes. Thank you.